that. It's a wrap. It's a show. We're calling it a show. And you can't stop us. You can only hope to contain us. All right, so this is going to be episode 1. Like we said, kind of coming into this, we're going to try 5 days a week and see what happens, and see if we get enough news and enough interest, and we'll keep on rolling here. But okay, so one more time. 702-957-1037, taking phone calls. Troubledminds.org. You can go there and get the Discord link, and there you go. That's rounding this out. Okay, so let's look at this article here. Now, this is so-called magic mushrooms have been a source of both reverence and controversy, thanks to the psychotropic and hallucinogenic effects they cause when ingested. As a result of the controversy, though, the United States made these types of mushrooms illegal in 1970, and a number of other countries around the world followed suit. Due to the ban, few other natural substances known to carry such strong sensory and emotional benefits or effects are as poorly studied by scientists. But a recent relaxing of this decades-old hardline stance has resulted in a flurry of new research that seeks to understand more about the evolution of these drugs, their ecology, and their potential medical and therapeutic use. Quote, right now, we are at the stage where we can ask the questions again, says Tom Froese, an assistant professor of cognitive science at the Okinawa Institute of Science and Technology in Japan. So this is happening. This is a good sign because, the war on drugs, right? The war on drugs is one of those things that's, I don't know, you probably aren't going to find many supporters of that anymore, except for a bunch of stuffy old dudes in Congress. I think we've kind of evolved past the point of criminalizing everything and acting like everything is just a big, throw you in jail situation. So this is pretty cool stuff because, of course, there's a ton of things that we still have problems with this as people, right? We still have issues with depression this can treat. We have issues with maybe detox on other types of drugs, or maybe I saw this using, they were talking about alcoholism and different ways to kind of wean people off using, as you would imagine, seems strange and even backwards, magic mushrooms. So, I mean, there's a PTSD for people that are afflicted by this. There's a ton of good stuff here. There's a ton of good things that can actually come from this. And as many of you know, we talk about these types of things, magic mushrooms and DMT even, and stuff like this in the paranormal type world, right? Where people use these substances as like a shamanic entrance into the next dimension, or into a parallel universe, or whatever unlocks something in your brain to get you there, right? So there's a lot going on with this stuff, and oddly enough, science probably doesn't know enough. I guess you would say science probably doesn't know enough about this. So, or maybe they do, right? The old suits in Congress, these guys are probably doing this stuff on the daily, right? Communicating with the entities on the other side. But the rest of us plebs, unfortunately, we have nothing like this. So, we're not allowed anyway. It's illegal jail. So anyway, that's what this is about. This is the first one here, and check it out. So I did mention DMT, and this is from The Guardian. Actually, I'm going to link all these. As always, just like the other show, we're not making this shit up, guys. We don't make this up. We're reading it from sources. If you don't like the source, that's one thing, but I'm not making it up, that's for sure. So here you go. I'll always link to sources. You can always follow along if you like. And there we go. So here we go. So TheGuardian.com reports this. Psychedelic drug DMT to be trialed in the UK to treat depression. And there's a big one, right? So not just magic mushrooms, we're talking actual DMT, right? Like the DMT made famous by Joe Rogan and his his visiting machine elves, or whatever's going on inside of his brain. And not just his, many other people as well, but he's probably the one that is the biggest proponent of DMT, and kind of maybe taking it to allow that subconscious level to kind of come through, and maybe allow us to chill out a little bit within ourselves, or without ourselves, or something like that. However the term ends up being. But okay, so let's read some of this. Now DMT, okay, so magic mushrooms is one thing, like I said, but DMT is like kind of the granddaddy of all this. So here we go. UK regulators have given the go-ahead for the first clinical trial of the use of the psychedelic drug dimethyltryptamine, which is DMT, to treat depression. The trial will initially give the drug known as the spirit molecule for the powerful hallucinogenic trips it induces to healthy individuals, but is expected to be followed by a second trial in patients with depression, where DMT will be given alongside psychotherapy. Taking the drug before therapy is akin to shaking up a snow globe and letting the flakes settle, said Carol Routledge, a chief scientific and medical officer at Small Pharma, the company running the trial in collaboration with Imperial College London. Quote, the psychedelic drug breaks up all the ruminative thought processes in your brain. It literally undoes what has been done by either the stress you've been through or the depressive thoughts you have, and hugely increases the making of new connections. And in some cases, that new connection would be with machine elves in like the aforementioned machine elves, which is from again from Joe Rogan and the rest of this stuff. But yeah, crazy stuff, crazy times. Like we always say, right? Live in interesting times, and I think this is a good example of that. That's finally some of the stuff is going to be relaxed, and we're going to be able to look at it and maybe start using these things for a lot of problems. Like I said, depression's a big one. Like instead of just doping people up with like what do we do? We use Prozac and things like this, right? Hopefully we'll be able to tap into what's causing the depression and maybe look at curing it instead of just treating it with big pharma type stuff and the rest of that. So yeah, let's see, looking at the chat, looking at the phone line. Okay, so again, this is live. If you guys want to be part of the show, we'll take calls, and we'll do that. If you're interested, 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org is the official website. My name is Michael Strange, and this is Conspiracy News. And we're talking all kinds of good stuff. Psychedelic drug, DMT. We're talking machine elves. We're talking all kinds of things. And yeah. That's what's up. Spiral, what's up? I see Dolly Kill. I see Arc Platinum. Thanks for being here, guys. Okay, so with that said, right, what do you guys think? I think this is, again, why we put this out, why we do this live, because it's good to hear from you. Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think these things should be treated as actual medications to help people, or decriminalized? I saw that Oregon recently is actually the state of Oregon in the United States, for the international folks that listen out there and may not be familiar. The state of Oregon actually decriminalized most actual drugs entirely. So, it's in small quantities anyway, personal use, dose type stuff. So they're going to just stop prosecuting it almost entirely. And maybe this is where the world's heading, right? Maybe this is where we're going. What's up? Spiral says tripping. And Dolly Keel says, unlock your senses to see the glitch in the simulation world. And I think that's what this is, right? Well, that's exactly what this is with those machine elves and everything else. So if you guys aren't familiar, I'm sure many of you are if you listen to the show. This is, again, for a lot of people, hopefully to bring people in that don't listen to Troubled Minds. So if you're unfamiliar with DMT and the machine elves and the rest of this, just pull up some Joe Rogan podcast. It comes up really fast, or listen to us. We talk about it from time to time as well. And yeah, it's supposed to be some really good stuff. Or Alex Jones, by the way. Alex Jones